We are live.
Good evening. Welcome to Asylum Breakout, Sabat Modern Nights. Tonight, our scene opens in a nightmare that all three of our assembled unfortunates seem to be sharing. You remember going to bed in your respective rooms. You had a pleasant day, a mundane day. Nothing really seemed out of place, or in fact, it was probably a little bit quieter than usual. The other patients seemed more subdued, and things went around in clockwork. Lee, she knows that she's going to be leaving today. She was told she was going to be leaving by nightfall, but nightfall came and went, and you were locked in your room. So you're not really sure what's happening. Sleep came to you, and you're all awake in this nightmare where you're buried alive, deep in the ground. The only really clear signs and smells are your hands and feet and mouth grasping for earth, grasping for air. But there seems to be this overwhelming hunger. And as you make your way crawling through the darkness and the cold, you feel a warmth trickle into your mouth, and the warmth spreads into your body. An overwhelming sense of power. If only you can just drink in the sunlight, drink in the air, drink in life, maybe you can crawl your way to the top. Can you all make me a strength athletics roll, please?
Yep. Three successes.
Mm-hmm. You forgot the space.
And the hashtag.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
One success.
Okay. Patricia. You've done it. You feel successful. You feel this sort of surge. Have you ever been underwater and for a while, and then all of a sudden you break the surface and all that air runs into your lungs? It's a fantastic feeling. Oh, you rolled the wrong dice pool. Do you want to re-roll? Or should we just go with it? Hey. 14, 15.
Huh?
What are you doing?
If you
Forgot
can
the
see
space.
the Google group chat, I'm just gonna type in the template for the coding for each role. Just need to
Forgot the
replace
space again.
You forgot the space again.
You need
Mark.
to replace. All you need to do is just copy and paste
There.
that, and then replace the question marks with.
Okay. Well,
the.
I've started it now. So,
Right.
you break through the. Patricia breaks through the earth, and you feel this breaking through water sensation. You come to the top. Your hands grasp. It's cold, and you realise you're outside in the garden. Your body half in the earth and half out.
Oh, were you waiting for me?
I'm waiting for
Okay.
you.
Oh, sorry. Patricia, like after having struggled her way panically through the ground and ending up outside the garden, she looks around and she's like it's night and she's thoroughly confused.
You hear as you manage to sort of accustomize yourself to the dark. You can see three figures standing about 10 feet away from you. You can't quite make them out. It's very dark. But as you burst through, this sort of small figure, the smaller of the two figures, bursts towards you in a sort of a run. And it's this woman you've seen before. She's one of the patients. She runs towards you and she's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I won, I won, I won. You see, you see, you see." And she comes and grabs hold of you. And you feel your hands being pulled, and you easily, she's incredibly strong, you just very easily pull yourself out of the earth, and she's hugging onto you.
Patricia's eyes widens and she goes, "Who? What are you? Who? Like, what's going on?"
Oh, don't you remember me? I'm Violet. Oh, and you're so beautiful. Oh, it's a proud day. It's a proud day. She's very excited. She starts kissing your earth sodden face.
She looks at the other two figures and then at the hole in the ground. What happened? Why was I in the ground? What did you do?
Don't worry. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Just come and sit down. Come and sit down. She's sort of like, you feel this overwhelming affection for this woman. You feel safe in her arms. It's almost as if you want to stay close to her. She's short. She's probably about 5'2". Short, dark hair. Brown eyes. And these brown eyes are sort of. You notice that she's not in her patience. But everybody in here has to wear. Certainly on your level, where you were a patient, everyone has to wear sort of inmate or like sort of clothes. You aren't allowed to wear your own clothes. And you realise all of a sudden that you're naked.
Patricia looks down at herself and says, I seem to well, this is awkward.
Don't worry, I've got your stuff. She just sort of encourages you towards the group. You see a woman that you know, and she's is Dr. Wicker, who's a psychiatrist here. She's carrying a clipboard and she writes something down as you walk past. And Violet gets into the box. She's got like a cardboard box and it's full of your stuff. You notice that there's items of yours in here, books, pictures, clothes, any sort of personal things you brought to the hospital, or that was with you when you came. She starts brushing you off, and then she holds up clothes against your body, like maybe this and maybe that, and and she just hands you some clothes.
And Patricia will quickly put it on because like she doesn't want to be naked any more than necessary.
Dr. Wicker looks at you. And sighs.
She looks at from the doctor to the I'm about to say the kind woman, but the woman at least.
She's Violet. You know as Violet.
Violet. She looks from Dr. Wicker to Violet, and then back to the doctor, and then back to Violet. Like, what's going on here?
Dr. Wicker doesn't say anything. She takes a few steps closer to the ground where you sprung from. Kneels down. The voice on the man on the other side of her. You know that you're closer. It's a man. He's wearing a leather jacket aviator sunglasses. He's got a trimmed goatee beard. You've never seen this man before. He looks very out of place in this environment. He looks maybe like a biker or a cop, possibly. He puts a cigarette in his mouth. He goes, "Eleanor, just come away from it. You know we're not supposed to mess with it. Like, come on, man. Like, take a few steps back, yeah. Like, it's totally it's fine." And she just turns around. She doesn't seem to be listening to him. She does turn around and shoots this man a look, disapproving look, and she just stays close to the earth. Jason.
Hello?
You're crawling.
Mhm.
You feel like you get hold of something. It feels like a stone. You manage to pull yourself up towards the surface on this stone. And you feel your head, the crown of your head, break through the earth. And again, you get this. You gasp. And the first thing you see is Dr. Wicker's face, peering at you as you pull out of the earth. There's earth in your mouth. There's a metallic taste in your mouth that you know as blood.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a lot. You can feel it sort of mixing in, trickling down your esophagus. But it tastes good. You don't mind.
It's not the
If
first
anything,
time.
you feel fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Damon will probably spit the dirt that's out of his mouth and just try and pull himself up as quickly as possible.
You're a strong guy, and you feel
He's a big
stronger.
guy.
It's not difficult for you to pull yourself out. You push your feet down, you put your hands up, and you pull yourself out. And you are naked as the day you were born.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Wicker stands up, and she puts her hands on your chest and sort of brushes away some, more delicately than Violet did with Patricia. It's more sort of like a gentle brush, but she doesn't seem to be trying to get the dirt off. She seems to be sort of admiring the patterns that it's made on your flesh. Damien.
I'm hungry.
I know. Just a few more minutes.
A few more minutes. I'm hungry.
I know.
Really, really hungry.
Okay. She turns around to this man who's watching. You can see the lit end of his cigarette illuminating his face. He's wearing sunglasses at night, which is either very douchebaggy or just stupid.
Or very Blues Brothers.
She says, "Go and get us. Go and get the food from inside." He goes, "What am I, your fucking jockey now?" She goes, "Unless you want to ask the governor, tell the governor that you're not willing to go and get the food. Go and get the fucking food." So he grumbles. He makes his way inside. She says, "Come and sit down. Come. We'll get you something to eat, dear."
And Damien will get up as only he can. Probably some degree of perhaps unnecessary modesty at this point.
You notice a young woman, two young women, in fact, that you've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
One appears to be dressing the other in sort of a pair of dungarees and a t-shirt. The woman with the glasses, which are now being put on her face, is covered in dirt as well.
Yeah, Damien has absolutely no idea what was going on here.
It is pitch black out here. You know that it's not the garden that you're used to. It seems to be beyond the fence. Just if you look around you and look into the distance, you can see the lights of the asylum. It's dark enough to be away from artificial light. You can just about hear the sound of waves on the breeze hitting the shore.
Yeah, Damien's not. He's gonna have to. Damien is probably gonna take Dr. Wicker's lead for now. He has no idea what was going on.
She sits
Or
you
where he
down. She hands you a pair of jeans that are yours and some boots. And this man comes back with he's carrying a body. And he just sort of dumps it unceremoniously at your feet.
I'm going to assume that Patricia is also really, really hungry.
Yep. Both of you, if you want to resist eating, you can make a self-control roll, but otherwise you're just going to go straight for it.
Yep.
What's the diff?
7
Okay.
at the moment.
He gets 3 successes, but you know it's going to be a controlled drinking of this thing. Assuming that he doesn't. Well, I'm assuming that it just comes somewhat naturally to him. That
Yeah,
just,
you
like,
know, this is what you need.
Yeah.
You both know.
So then, yeah, he'll just pretty much kneel down and just bite into the thing, bite into the body's neck.
Patricia, on the other hand, is not so controlled. She's hungry.
Whereas Damien goes for the neck and carefully feeds, Patricia, you just grab the other end of the body, somewhere in the torso, sink your teeth in, and start filling yourself with blood.
Yep.
Jason, you managed to take 4 blood.
Mm-hmm.
Due to your area of choice, Patricia, you get 6.
Yes.
But I mean, most of it's getting all over you. You're not eating in a a very dignified way. It's kind of like you're making quite a lot of mess, and the artery bursts.
Yep.
And
How much blood did we start the scene with? Nothing, I guess.
2.
2. Okay, so that's sweet. Yep. Om nom nom.
Oh, so we
You
both
don't-
started
You both
with
started the
2.
scene with 2.
All right, okay. I'll just adjust that.
So you now have 6, and Mark has 8.
Yep.
You don't feel hungry anymore. You feel better.
Patricia licks her lips and dries the blood from her mouth.
You hear Violet going, "Yay! The governor's going to be so pleased." Dr. Wicker has stepped over the body, and has gone back to the broken earth. She kneels down, puts her hands on it. Peter,
Yeah.
you're making your way through the earth. All of a sudden, you feel hands grab your hands. And they pull you. They pull you up. They pull you through the earth, and you burst to the surface. And when you break through with the gasping sound and the tumble of night, you find yourself in Dr. Wicker's arms.
there will be a bit of spitting of dirt, and she'll just blink, look around. Oh, well, you see Dr. Wicker's face. What happened? I was supposed to
Dying.
be released. It's night. Why was I buried alive?
You have been released, my child. Here. She just puts her wrist in your mouth. And the
Looks a
instinct.
bit weird at her.
She keeps it there, and you feel fangs extend. And the need to eat, the need to feed, drives you to bite down.
And she will drink.
You have 6 blood. She pulls her. She says, "Now lick it clean."
She does.
And the
You'll
wound.
see
The wound closes. You see that?
Yeah, but you'll also see that Marie will just kiss the wrist as well.
Oh. And Dr. Wicker cradles you for a few minutes, and she says, "Come, your items are over here."
Marie just kind of stumbles onto her feet. She seems confused, but very, very soon afterwards, she begins to have this blissful, giant smile on her face.
All right, everybody, roll me 1d10.
Nope.
Wow. 3.
God damn it. I will be right there.
Just waiting for Peter's roll.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'll do better. Please don't stop talking me, master. Please. 10.
Oh my god. I knew someone was going to roll 10.
Shit.
For fuck's sake. Okay, so Damien and Patricia, you both have 1 dot of fortitude added to your sheet.
Yay.
Okay.
Peter, now I'm gonna have to.
God damn it.
Damn it, Peter. I just have to quick look at my thing that I've done. Decide what to do with you.
I've been good, master. Please do not hurt me.
Oh, I need to put the hashtag in, don't I? Yeah. Peter, you have 1 dot of vicissitude.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And 1 dot of escape.
What?
Exactly, Jason.
Yes.
I love
Someone mentioned the V word.
Oh, god damn it. Now I'm haunted by that. Oh,
Yes.
shit. Oh, god.
I'm looking at my list. I'm looking at my list of all the blood all the stuff that went in there. And I was like, do I want to give you bloody quietus? The answer is no.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Dr. Wicker, she leads you over, and you notice in a suitcase, that's been brought out is your stuff, including your passport, your documents, all the important stuff.
Dr. Villenbrand is not watching any of this. She's still lying on the ground, unless she's being dragged over. She's just lying in the ground, closed eyes, wide smile, just rocking back and forth, and just there's this and she seems to be either high or like something's going on.
Mm-hmm. Both, you can add this to your sheet now. Both you and Damien are 10th gen.
Nope. Okay.
Patricia, you are 12th gen.
Oh. Yep, we'll do. That's not fair. They got more than me. I'm kidding, guys.
I mean, they still
Well-
don't get. They get a little bit of extra blood, but they don't get any extra turns.
Well,
So-
that's what
I was kidding.
cavalry's for.
That's what Diablo, exactly. That's what Diablo's
Exactly.
for.
Yeah.
And that's okay in Sabat. Nobody gives a shit. So, you see this man in the aviator sunglasses. He walks over to the grave. He stands on it. On the areas where there's no holes. He pokes at it with his foot. How much longer are we going to give it? Dr. Wicker says, well, I don't know. 5 more minutes, maybe. Then we can burn the rest. He squats down. Yeah, out of all the fucking things, you think that you guys would be first. Isn't that just fucking tit? He breaks off. You see 3 hands pull out of the earth, grab him, and drag him underneath. Peter, you're pretty close to this.
So 3 sets of hands or just 3 hands?
3 sets of hands.
Who gets pulled under?
This guy with the aviator sunglasses. You see his body disappear under the earth as these 3 hands grab him, pull his legs.
Can I...
Yeah, I think you're going to need to make a dex athletics roll. Or it's not, it's death athletics in V20, it's not dex dodge.
To get away from him, or...
Yeah.
Okay. That's gonna be a problem, but... Alright. We'll see. Haha! Suck it! I have 1 success.
You roll. You're on the ground. You feel the earth moving underneath you as in your area of bliss. And you all of a sudden you feel this hand sort of grab at you. It grabs your torso and you roll out the way. Underneath you, you hear the. Have you ever been on top of? It's a very strange sound. But the vibration of screams.
I can kind of... I'm pretty sure I know what it's like...
The ground is vibrating. You can feel that as you're laying on it still.
She is going to move away from it.
Damien and Patricia, what are you doing?
Well, I didn't
You've
catch.
just seen a guy be dragged under the earth.
Is Patricia in danger of being dragged as well, or is she
No.
far enough away? Okay, good. She stares at that and then looks at the woman who she doesn't know is her sire, but who is her sire, and like looks from her to the point where the man was dragged, and then back to the woman. That guy just disappeared. What happened?
Violet, she doesn't. You see her big, broad grin vanish, and she looks frightened. She looks to Dr. Wicker. Dr. Wicker is speeding towards Marie. She doesn't have time to pick up Marie, so what she does is she kicks you. She kicks you pretty hard, and you roll.
And I'm guessing I'm rolling stamina because potence. Like, oh, much love. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
No, you didn't have potence, did you? You had.
Oh, she
No,
does.
she has potence.
Oh, okay.
I believe she has. That's why I'm
She's a
rolling.
little sombra, so
Yeah, I
Okay.
have one.
she kicks you, and it sends you. No, I wouldn't say flying, but rolling.
Disgruntled sounds mixed in with panicked sounds will echo through the yard as Dr. Willenbrand is sent a fairly significant distance rolling. It's like, what the
Okay, make me 2 rolls. Did you roll your stamina?
Yeah, I have 1 success.
Okay. Take 2 points of bashing.
Ouch.
But also make a Dex Athletics roll to stop rolling.
Oh, I actually have 1 more success. I screwed myself before. I have 1 success.
Gå ahead, Jens Peter. Du er Neymar.
You managed to stop yourself before you go crashing into the dead body of the chairs.
Yeah, Dr. Willenbrand is going to stand up and look confused. She's going to look around.
You see, your sire. She puts her hands into the earth. You see her put her both. She puts her hands into the earth. What seems to be up to about her bicep level. Come on. Fuck. She takes them out. When she takes them out, they're covered in blood. Shit. Right, everybody inside. And if no one starts moving after the second everybody inside, she says, now.
Marie will move.
Patricia will follow the Violet's lead.
Damien's backing off, but he is looking for an available weapon.
Okay.
If there's anything, if it's not like an actual proper dedicated weapon, he'll settle for something that can be improvised.
Chairs?
Chairs.
They're wooden chairs.
Well, as long as he can take them up out of the ground, he can
Yeah.
probably snap something off to create kind of an improvised blade. You know, or you can always go for the. We can always go for the ghetto special, the board with a nail in it.
If you're going to do that, you'll need to make a. God, what would that be? Trying to think of what role that would be. I'd say,
Craft, maybe?
yeah, crafts probably. If you want to just break it off, that's fine. If you want to break a piece of wood off,
Okay.
you have a piece of wood.
All right.
A chair leg. Or something.
Yeah, we'll generously call this a knife. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Patricia, Violet, your sire. She grabs hold of your hand and she starts running. She looks kind of scared, pretty scared.
If she's scared, then I'm definitely terrified. So I just keep up with her as best I can.
What are you doing, Peter?
Dr. Willenbrand is moving towards the door, still butt naked, and she still has this bit of a smile on her face. She's still smiling. But she is
Smiling manically.
not manically. It's definitely a bit more toned down, and she does seem to like cast a grasp and in shifting moods, because whenever she looks at the ground, that smile just kind of disappears a bit. But yeah, she got away from it barely. But yeah, she moves towards the to the inside to a door or something.
Yeah, you're running and you see the gates, the fence which encloses the garden that you're used to. It's like a tall chain link fence, like a prison fence, with barbed wire on the top. But there is a door on the side which is open. Jason, you see Dr. Wicker. She just she stands up and we see her sort of outstretch her arms, these bloody arms, and she closes her eyes. And it starts to get very, very dark. After a few seconds, you lose sight of her. The pitchness, the blackness, it's nothing like you've ever experienced before. And you've seen darkness. This darkness is inky, thick, choking, slimy, viscerous.
Yeah. Yeah, Damien's he's one part confused about this whole thing, but another part fascinated by it. But he's still going to be backing off from the whole thing, armed with his splinter of wood.
The darkness moves. It doesn't quite touch you. Your boots are at the edge of the darkness. It doesn't seem to creep much closer, but you see these sort of tendrils, these wisps, licking at your boots on the edge.
Considering, well, now that he's, I wouldn't say he's free from attention or anything like that, but I would say that Damien probably is just going to try and get a better sense of his bearings. I mean, he knows he's in a garden somewhere, and you said that the asylum is like far off.
When you look around, make me a perception alertness roll.
Okey-dokes. 2 successes.
You know that you're in the land beyond the garden of the asylum. So in the garden that they have, it's all fenced off. But you've seen through the links in the fence during the daytime that the garden, the land, the greenery, the grass, the forest extends for what you'd guess to be about at least 3 or 4 miles. You know from when you arrived here that you came by boat, plane, and then boat. So you know that this is an island or at least a coastal town.
Okay.
You're at a good pace. You can make it back to the fence.
All right. Is there anywhere else?
There, if you look out, I mean, at the moment you can't see in front of you. You can only really see behind. Behind you, it's dark. It's surrounded by woodland. You could run into the woods if you didn't want to run back to the asylum. And why would you? You could run into the woods. You figure maybe if you run for or walk for an hour or two, you can probably be at the coast.
It would be quicker if you could find some transportation, but yeah.
You've seen from your window during the day, you've seen there are trucks and vans that drive into the asylum gates, delivering food, delivering supplies. Sometimes they park. Maybe there's some cars about.
Yeah, against his better nature, Damien is probably going to think that the asylum is probably going to be the best bet. There's no way that he's going, even if he was able to find like civilization again, it's not likely in his current state of dress, and his current state of cleanliness, that he would be able to get anywhere near. There's no way that he would be able to appear normal. So he's probably going to opt to head back to the asylum.
Okay. Peter and Mark, you're able to get back inside. It's all quiet. It's as you know it, the building. But the clock on the wall when you enter one of the side doors, it says 1:45 a.m. It's absolutely dead silent, which is very unusual for this place. Even at night, you might hear screams, shouts, alarms, people walking about. It's dead silent.
Patricia looks around and then says, "It's too quiet in here."
Violet smiles. That's because I stole all the keys. Come on. Let's get you in the shower and then we can. Oh, I left a box outside. Never mind, we can just take other clothes. Come on.
She will follow along.
What are you doing, Peter?
She will look at the two. She will just look at them.
Oh, I totally. Oh, Marie. Marie. What we're gonna do about Maria? What should we do with Maria? Should you want to? Should we go to the? Should we go for the bathroom? Should we just like make ourselves look nice for the governor? I think that's a really good idea.
It's Dr. Willenbrand, and yes, I could use a shower. Thank you.
Okay. Me, you, and the doctor in the shower.
Where is the TARDIS then?
She just sort of leads you along. There are shower blocks in this particular corridor at the end. it's unlike the ones you have in your room, which are like small little cubicles. These are like quite big shower blocks for people that aren't trusted to shower and bathe on their own.
Mhm.
It's what you would expect in a gym or a swimming bath, just a sort of a wet room basically with the taps. Violet just goes over and turns on all the taps.
Excuse me. And Willenbrand or Marie will just have a somewhat polite, bit of distant smile on her face, and she will just say, "Excuse me, what is your name?"
Who's she asking?
The person who is helping them.
I'm Violet.
What is going on? What is happening?
We have to kind of wait until the governor talks to us. So I think the best thing to do is just, look smart, do our hair nice, everything.
Well, it goes without saying, but
But when the governor comes and talks to us, we all get to go home. So
I still would like an explanation as to why I was buried alive.
Home? I would like to go home. I
we're
don't
all
belong
going
here.
home. That's the thing. We're all going home today.
Right. Why was I buried alive?
Hey, someone's left soap in here. It's nice too. She holds it out towards Patricia.
Patricia's
It's
glad
like
you take the soap.
it smells like lavender.
It smells like flowers, like my mom's flowers.
Awesome. La la la. And she'll just start showering and sort of ignoring Marie's question.
Same.
A somewhat pissed-looking Dr. Willenbrand will just walk into the shower and begin to shower as well.
Jason,
Yellow.
so are you making your way back into the asylum?
Yeah. He's going to kind of check to see just if things are somewhat, shall we say, normal compared to how they were last time that he was there.
It's dead quiet. Can't hear anything except the sound of a shower running, water running, and high-pitched female, well, two high-pitched female voices and one slightly pissed off sounding voice.
Are they familiar sounding voices?
Marie's voice is quite familiar, but it's coming from the shower block at the end.
Right. Well, normally he would be more than happy to see something like that, but at his present time, he's a little bit pressed for, well, this is probably the first time he's ever gotten a genuine sense of freedom in quite a long time, and he'd rather like to keep it at that point, or at least find some way of regaining some control over the situation that he found himself thrust into.
You're in a very long corridor, with the door that leads out to the garden. You just came in, and two doors, one door either end, and then the shower blocks in front of you, and what is to be a medical room. It's like a first aid room.
Really? Okay. Well, he'll probably see the first aid room, and he'll just try to. Is the door locked or unlocked?
It is locked.
All right. Does it use the key card thing or an actual key?
It uses the key card thing.
All right.
All the doors do in this place.
All right. Okay.
It's got a glass. It's got a glass window to the door.
A glass window.
Okay. It's like a heavy reinforced wooden door with a glass.
All right. Is there a reception area around here?
There is. You know it to be to your down through the left door.
Okay. Well, he'll start there, searching around the reception area for anything that could potentially help him. Keys, X-Acto blades,
You
something that you could probably use as an improvised lockpick.
if you go through the left door, you see that the light is green on the electrics, which means that the door's open.
Okay.
So you're able to push it. You enter into sort of a large lounge waiting area and reception area. It's very clinical.
Mm-hmm.
The two large double doors that you remember from entering this place are hard locked. There's a set of about 6 locks on them, electronic locks,
Mm-hmm.
that are all showing red. The reception area it's dark, it's quiet. There's a laptop. Actually, no, is a computer at the desk. Normally, 2 secretaries sit here.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make a perception investigation roll,
Okay.
if you have it.
One success.
There's some stuff. There's stuff like pencils, notepads. Nothing. You gather that like anything that is really important is locked away. There's general office supplies in here.
Office supplies.
Yeah, pens, pencils, staplers.
Scissors.
No scissors.
No scissors. Okay. Paper clips.
Paper clips. Yeah.
You could improvise one of those as a lockpick for now, maybe. Maybe. Well, obviously not for the electronic locks, but you know. All right. Yeah, it'll probably take like a large a few large paper clips, and try to like fashion them into an improvised pick if he can.
Make a larceny roll for that.
Okie dokes. Dex larceny.
Dex larceny.
Okie dokes. Four successes.
Yeah, excellent. You've made a serviceable lockpick.
Okay.
Some of the drawers on this desk are locked with a key.
Okay. Well, no time but the present to give that a try.
Go for it. Another roll.
Okay. Ooh, one success. Fortunately.
It takes you a little bit of time. You're jimming around with the top drawer. It's like not quite. At the last minute, you manage it. You pull open the drawer, and inside is a stack of paper, a pair of scissors, a packet of cigarettes, and what looks to be like a planner or a diary.
Yeah, we're taking them all. Well, we'll look through the stack of papers. If they're nothing particularly interesting,
Nothing particularly interesting. It's like a log sheet, like a visitor's sheet. So and so visited at this time, and then left at this time.
All right. And the planner.
The planner seems to be a personal planner for the secretary.
All right. Do we know their name?
Her name is random name.
Okay.
Miss
Random name.
Miss Random Name. Miss Alice White.
Okay.
And she, she has things circled like the day she's working, what time her lunch break is, things like that.
Okay.
What days her periods are.
Damn. That's organised.
Yeah, she seems like an organised person. There's little pictures of cats inside there.
Mm-hmm.
She obviously likes cats.
Right, well, we're obviously taking the scissors, and what else did you say there was?
A packet of cigarettes.
Yeah, we're taking those as well.
Okay.
Right. Is that the only drawer that can be lockpicked, or is...
You can have one more turn.
Okay.
But you need, I'd say you probably need, it's it's stiff. I'm gonna make it a bit harder. Diff 8 this time.
Okie dokes, let's see what we get. Ooh, 3 successes.
Oh, nice. You pop open another drawer. There's some more office supplies in here. Kind of a couple of pairs of scissors, some glue.
Mm-hmm.
A small little lockbox, which isn't locked, but when you open it, there is a set of keys in there, and they open the rest of the. They look like they open something.
Okay, we're taking them then.
They don't look like door keys. They're not the swipe cards, but they probably open something.
All right. Well, whatever it is, we're taking those keys.
Mm.
Right. Yeah, and yes, we'll dispose of the improvised piece of wood for now. We've upgraded.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, now I think he'll probably head over towards the medical door. You say it has like a see-through window, didn't you?
It's not. It's got like a blind over it. Like do you know what I mean? Like a thin sheet of covering so that you can't look through.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's flimsy. It's not like it's a reinforced piece of metal or anything. It's just cloth or a blind.
Okay. Damien's probably going to take. He's probably going to try and smash the thing just to see how he was going to give it a few knocks just to see how hard
what?
it is. He's just going to give it a few knocks with his fist at first, just to see if it's like
Okay,
if it's sturdy enough to the point where it will require something heavier. I mean, he's trying to get a judge just to see how tough
You've
the
got
glass
potence.
is. Yeah.
Make a strength and potence roll.
Strength potence roll.
Yeah.
4 successes.
You put your fist through the glass. This hurts. Roll stamina.
Okay.
Stamina fortitude.
It's 2 successes.
One. Let's see. No, you're okay. You're okay. It kind of seemed like you panic for a sec, like you probably might have cut your wrist. You feel the glass jabbing into your wrist, but it doesn't seem to have cut you.
Yeah, Damien would probably retract his hand and look at the scratch marks, which don't seem to have improvised thing. How broken is the glass now?
It's got a big hole in the middle.
All right. Would he be able to like elbow the frame of it out of the way?
You know from your larceny ability that you can smash the rest of this out.
All right, and then he'll see if he can't like open the door from the inside.
It's fiddly. Roll dex larceny.
Okey dokes. 1 success.
No.
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 Hang on. Was this door have a regular key on it?
No. You can open. There's a release on the inside, but your fingers brush it, but you can't quite reach. It's quite low down.
Right.
This angle's it's too awkward, and you know that you're too big to climb through the window. It's not a very big window.
Okay. Right.
We're just gonna leave you there for a sec.
That's fine.
As you guys are showering. You hear a sort of kicking sound. You know the sound of like if you kick a cardboard box and it slides across the floor? That's pretty much exactly it. and then the sound of high heels on hardened laminated flooring. It's like click, 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 click. Marie, you recognise this sound?
She perks out of her shower and just looks waitingly at the door.
The suitcase and the Dr. Wicker appears. She's carrying the suitcase, Marie's suitcase, and she's just kicked the box of Patricia's clothes. She kicks it into the shower. She looks pissed off. You don't need to roll perception empathy to know that she's pissed off. She's covered in blood. There's spatterings of blood all over her face. Like she's... Well... It's definitely impact blood as well as the blood you saw her get covered in.
Marie will step out of her shower, walk over to her, and just say, "Are you all right?
Fine.
Do you need And Marie will look generally lost or confused as she just looks at her and just as she says, almost as she's disbelieving the words coming out of her mouth, "Can I help you with anything?"
She puts her hand on her bloody hand. Well, she almost puts her bloody hand on your face. She just goes, "It's all right. Just get dressed. We need to deal with your release now."
Okay. Well, is there a towel in here somewhere? Wait.
Yeah, they're their towels.
Just can you explain a couple of things to me?
Don't worry. Once we get settled in, I'll explain.
All right. Dr. Villenbrand will walk over, dry herself off.
She looks at the Patricia and Violet. You two as well. Get dressed. And where is Mr. Lundy? You see, Dr. Wicker leans out of the shower room and looks down the corridor towards the first aid room where Damien is.
Yeah, and you probably already heard the smash of glass prior to that point. In fact, that's probably the thing that gave him his location away.
She walks to the door that leads into the garden and takes a swipe card out of her pocket and locks it. And then she goes to the side wall next to the exit, and she swipes her card through another electronic socket on the wall, and bars start coming out of the wall, sort of further closing in the exit door. They will sort of very slowly, in a sort of shuttered way, electronically pull out. She takes a step back, looking over her shoulder at Damien slightly as these bars close in. She nods with sort of finalization or completion as the bars close. Mr. Lundy, please put on a shirt and follow us.
I was hoping to find one in this fucking room. And he'll probably take a step back, and if I'd be allowed, he'll spend one blood for potence and try to kick the fucking door open.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything specifically?
No.
Okay.
You've got potence and you're kicking your door. It's going to fall over.
Okay.
You spent for potence. You can kick the door in.
Okay. He will do just that then. And once he's inside, he'll start searching around the place. Not only just for a shirt, as his sire mentioned, but also for anything that might be of particular interest for him.
It's a medical room, but it's very basic first aid. It's not like there's loads of pills in here.
That's perfectly fine.
You'll find first aid kits in here, a table, gauze, bandages, that sort of general first aid stuff.
Yes, you'll find some like those white latex gloves. If you can, you'll definitely want.
Yeah, there's some of those. There's a cabinet up on the wall that's locked, and you can see that there are more scissors and things in there, and tweezers. But it's like a glass cabinet and it's locked.
Yeah. But if it's got anything more than the scissors and things like that,
There's some chemicals in there, iodine, things like that.
iodine.
Yeah.
I do have 2 dots in science.
Alex doesn't, but if you want to take the iodine, you can take the iodine.
Yeah, I think if the iodine you can probably you will need a few other things, but iodine can be useful for a number of naughty things. But without like something to carry with. If there's like any clothes or anything here.
Yeah, there's like a scrub shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Damien will take the scrub
Like a
shirt.
plain white t-shirt, perhaps.
Yeah, he'll take one of those, and he'll take the iodine with him.
Come out, and Dr. Wicker is waiting. She stands in the middle of the corridor waiting.
Okay. And he'll tread on over to her.
What are you two doing?
Well, Patricia is probably also finishing her shower, like drying off and getting dressed again.
Violet gets dressed, and it looks like she's gotten dressed in like 5 different people's clothes. None of them match.
Yeah, Dr. Villenbrand will.
You have your clothes there.
Yeah, she puts on a buttoned shirt, some pants that are fairly good quality. She puts on. She actually ends up being fairly well dressed, seeming a bit more not necessarily masculine, but businesslike, I would say.
Dr. Wicker looks you up and down in approval. Right, if everyone's here, then let's go. And she starts walking towards the door at the right end of the corridor. Opens it with her keycard. And the door stays open. And you hear the sort of click of her heels as she goes up the staircase. This door leads to a small enclosed area with basically just windows and a staircase going up. You guys following?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mark? Okay. So she leads you upstairs. You go higher than you've all been to the 3rd floor and the 2nd floor for your psychiatric appointments with your consultants. You feel like almost at the moment you're going up endlessly. Maybe 6 or 7 floors. Until she stops, opens a wooden door. It's not like the others. This part of the building is old. You can smell the mustiness of it. The walls are cold like stone. That cold sense that you get from being in castles and old buildings. She just pulls the black metal handle of this wooden door and opens it. And you step through into... It's like it's almost Victorian-esque. The carpets, like unlike the corridor that you guys were on, Jason and Peter were on. Your characters stay in this sort of slightly Tudor Renaissance type floor. This floor is it's dark and gothic. Is the best way to put it. There's more portraits on the wall than there is landscapes. The furniture is nice, but it wouldn't be out of place. in a Victorian era. There's a real smell of dust. It doesn't seem like it's a part of building that gets used. A lot of the furniture looks like it's probably seen better days. The ceiling's quite low, arched. Instead of artificial light, there's candles that light the way down the corridor. There's a couple of small rooms. You pass two sort of small doors, two sort of small arch doors with wooden doors. But at the corridor, there's a large set of double doors. And Dr. Wicker puts both her hands on the handles, and she says, "We're going to go and meet the governor now. This is the person that's going to guarantee your release from this place."
The doctor just nods.
Damien, surprisingly, doesn't say anything.
And Patricia is like, good, cool. I'm ready to leave.
She opens the door. Violet goes silent. She steps to the back of the group. And the doors are opened. And you're in this large... I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's very much like... It looks like it could be like... It almost looks like it could be an altar room. Or a worship room. Inside an old-fashioned church. It's stone-floored with carpet, or like tapestry carpet. Along the back is a very, very long... You can't even call it a desk. It's more of a table with seats around it. And sat in the middle of the seats, you see this figure. This tall, lithe figure, all in black, with black gloves. And the figure's wearing a silver mask over most of its face, apart from the lips, which are a very attractive shade of ruby red. The figure doesn't stand. But Dr. Wicker walks in, and she lowers her head slightly and she says, "Governor, these are these three. They are the ones." The governor steps from behind the table. Tall, with almost snake-like movement. The governor looks at the three of you. You can just about see a pair of blue eyes through the gaps in the metal mask. And these two, she looks at Damien and Marie, are yours, Eleanor. And Dr. Wicker smiled and said, "How did you guess?" 100 years and you never change your patterns. Though this one, she walks towards Damien. And she puts her, the governor's, well, it's quite clear she gets closer, it's a woman. The governess puts her finger on the center of Damien's chest. "This one's trouble," You made a right mess of my medical room, didn't you, Mr. Lundy?
Damien probably... He's a little bit standoffish, like he does probably hold up the results of his hoarding, as it were. Though he has a very unapologetic look on his face.
Mm.
Kind of like his overlay here. Caught red-handed.
She grabs you by the throat. Make a stamina fortitude check.
Looks.
And followed by a strength check.
Okay. One success, and followed by a strength check, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Right. 3 successes.
You feel... the grip is tight. But it doesn't panic you because it's not... You don't feel like you need to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
But the grip is tight. And you're strong. But this woman is stronger. She forces you down. Do you think there's anything that goes on in this hospital that I don't know about? She says as she's forcing you down towards the ground.
And Damien will probably, in his response, he'll just probably, depending on how well he can actually talk.
You can talk. I mean, your wind. It's like you're not human, so your windpipe's not restricted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll just simply say, "I didn't even knew you existed, governess."
She smiles. She puts you down on the ground. And she looks to Dr. Wicker and she says, "This one... I don't think I'll be releasing him." It's quite clear that she lets go. She walks over to Patricia. Looks, but she kneels. She doesn't kneel down, but she has to squat a little bit. She's probably about 6'6" or 6'7".
Patricia smiles up at her as innocently as she can, and then does a friend her best impression of a friendly greeting.
Roll charisma, performance, or charisma empathy.
Yep.
What is that?
Charisma
expression.
Charisma expression. Yep. 6 dice. Just a sec. I shall. Expression. How was it again? Repeat. 10. Wow. 6 successes.
Oh, the governess smiles. She leans in. She kisses your forehead. You feel the metal press against the metal of the mask, and then the surprising warmth of her lips. Oh, darling, you're Violet's pet.
He looked over at Violet and then back at the woman.
Violet is beaming. Violet looks like she's won first prize in the Awesome Olympics. She's like, yes, she's mine. Isn't she pretty? Isn't she wonderful? And the governor just says, shh, shh, shh. And she goes quiet. And then she walks to Marie. "Doctor, I've heard so much about you, but we haven't actually had the pleasure of meeting."
Well, I'm honored. Apparently, are clearly a person of importance. She seems confused a bit, and she just nods her head and just says, "Regards to release, and I would appreciate
Well, I don't like what that recorder just said because
Okay, that's loud. I would like an explanation of certain things. I'm quite confused, honestly.
Oh, I'm sure you are. I'm afraid that telling you before you'd eaten might have caused panic. Now, your respective sires, your respective benefactors, they've bestowed a great gift upon you. All three of you are now children of Cain. You are Nightwalkers, monsters.
Patricia nods and then looks at Violet and then looks towards where they came from, and then she said, "Is that why we ate that person?"
Yes. Well, don't worry, that person was already dead.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Wicker and Violet chose you to be the next gifted. They've seen things in you that will help greatly in the cause of the night. So congratulations, you are all now immortal. You'll keep your pretty little frames forever. And the only cost for this gift is drinking plenty of blood and your undying loyalty. He looks at Damien.
Damien just shrugs.
Patricia, on the other hand, just nods eagerly.
The doctor just stands there, looks between the governess and her sire, and she will just say, "Porphyria isn't contagious. It's a disorder. It's a genetic disorder. But I am a bit hungry, I must say."
You are a Cainite now. You are a vampire.
She's not bullshitting us, Doc. Trust me. She's really not. I cut my hand downstairs. And it didn't bleed.
I was not assuming that she was bullshitting us. I am simply trying to gather some information that I am sorely lacking at the moment.
So, what do you want to know, Doctor?
Is our condition contagious? Is it...
No. I mean, you can... No, it's not.
Is some of the more popular pop culture annotations of our condition in books, movies, applicable to our condition?
You cannot go out in the sunlight. If you're staked in the heart, it will paralyze you. If you go out in the sunlight, it will kill you. And you have to drink blood.
But like nothing of that crosses thing, right?
Oh, no. That's nonsense.
Okay.
Well, so we don't have to worry about walking into a room full of garlic.
No.
No running water. No.
No.
Hackthor tree, Brussels, whatever.
No.
Fair enough.
Diseases, pathogens.
No. It's best not to feed on the diseased. It's not particularly good for you. And you can pass it, although not contract it.
Ah,
Which
the
can
host
infect.
immunity.
So many things to tell you. But
I'm sure. But thank you for being so forthcoming.
I oversee things in this area. And my masters have decreed that this hospital is to be taken under our control. So in the next few nights, this whole hospital will become ours. Our place to eat, our place to sleep, our place to control. And then, once we have this place under control, we can all go back to the mainland and begin our lives more productively.
And what mainland would that be?
Let's not worry about that right now.
You talked about food. I am hungry.
Oh dear. She turns around and presses a button. Porter, will you please bring up 2 bottles? And she turns back and faces you. Do you have any other questions?
You seem organized. Is
Thank
there a hierarchical structure or?
There is. I am in charge of this region. Everyone in this pack defers to me.
Understood.
Your sire is second in command. She looks to Eleanor,
The doctor.
the doctor. Your maker, your sire.
She begins to smile a little as she looks over at her sire. Nods to her.
Unfortunately, in the process, we lost someone. He was careless enough to stand on the grave and get eaten.
Yeah, that guy with the glasses.
Didn't really like him anyway. Never mind. We've got replacements.
I do have one question about the medical room. I'm strong, but I know I'm not strong enough to kick down a door like that in one hit.
Your sire will explain to you about your individual gifts. This life comes with gifts. Individual to the person. Though you'll find those made with the same blood share gifts of similar nature.
Right.
For example, she takes off one of her gloves. And she just waits for a few seconds. A man enters the room carrying two. He looks sort of generic, mid-30s guy, white, dark hair. Nothing really stands out about him, particularly. It's almost as if he's supposed to look nondescript. He's wearing a black and white type suit, almost like a valet or a butler's suit. And he comes in with the 2 bottles. These are really good size bottles. You'd figure they probably carry about at least 2 litres each. Thick looking viscous blood. He puts them down on the desk and she says, "Thank you, Porter, come here." He kneels down and she puts her hand on his face. Feel free to use that gif.
Oh, you mean?
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
For example, this. She glides her bare fingers, along Porter's face, and his mouth disappears. And then his nose. And then his eyes. I'm not going to make you roll a courage roll because I don't feel like being a dick. But
It would be. It would be fitting, honestly.
if you want to roll courage, then go ahead. Peter's laughing because he failed.
Nope. I got 4 successes.
Damien also got 4 successes. He gives the La Sombra gives 0 fucks.
Yeah, neither of you give a fuck. This is great.
Right.
Villenbrand, I actually hoping to get successes because she will just get up. She, instead of being horrified.
Look at the man. I have 4 successes. No fucks at all.
Wow. Okay.
No fucks at all from any of you.
It's pack like straight faced or pack don't give no shits. I don't know. She just comes over and just
laughing at the gifts.
She just looks at it and just goes, "Fascinating."
The man doesn't seem to panic.
She actually gets up.
You see, from your medical knowledge, you see that he struggles for a few seconds. His chest starts to heave like he can't breathe. And then the governess puts her hand over his mouth and his mouth reappears. And then his nose. And then his eyes. And she leans down and kisses him. She says, "Thank you, Porter." And he says, "Anything for you, mistress." And then he gets up and leaves.
I'm assuming that is not the only application.
Oh, no. But all in due time, Doctor. I know you're hungry for information.
Patricia leans in towards Violet and says, "Like, can we also turn into bats and fly or something like that?"
No, some can.
Hmm.
I can't.
Oh,
It's sad, but I can do all sorts of things. I'll show you later.
she smiles and nods.
So, Don't. I have things to attend to this evening, but you all have free reign of the hospital. Except for floor 6.
Understood.
Don't kill too many people. We have this thing. We have the majority control of this building, but people in enough numbers can still cause us problems. If you cause panic, if you want to eat. If you cause panic and there's a riot, it will be difficult at this stage to control it.
The doctor just looks at the bottle, looks at her sire, and just seems to be contemplating something. Just says, "How much blood can one take from a human? Does feeding or does eating from them kill them?"
No, only if you take. You can probably take about 3 pints of blood.
So it is possible for us not to kill people.
It is possible not to kill, if that's not what you desire. You must train yourself to stop after a certain point. If you
Food
wish to do
supply.
it that way.
Food supply.
That's
If we kill too many, we will run out of food.
correct. I understand that you're all young and killings may happen. Which is why I ask you to feed, but be cautious. Your sires will be keeping a very close eye on you.
That makes sense.
For now, she reaches out. She says, "Kneel, all of you."
Patricia kneels.
The doctor will just look at her and just... Very well. She seems a bit reluctant, but she will.
Damien's already knelt down.
The governess waits. Violet and Eleanor kneel. And the governess uncorks the blood. And she will go to each of you in turn. Eleanor first. Then Violet. Then Marie and Patricia, and then Damien last. And she pours another. You each get 4 points of blood each. And it's fucking delicious. Think about the most delicious drink you've ever had in your life. Times it by 10. You can't stop. If she didn't take the bottle away, you probably would just keep sucking until it was dry. It's delicious. Whatever it is, it's like liquid pleasure.
Dr. Brent, when she's stopped in drinking, she just stands there for a second or two, and then she muddles over and hugs Dr. Milliner and kisses her. And she has a smile on her face.
Dr. Wicker is she's just got her head leaned back at the moment because she's just drank the blood. So she's got her eyes closed in pleasure. When you hug her, she doesn't move away, but she seems sort of slightly enraptured at the moment.
A safe assumption is that the doctor is as well.
Yeah, you feel great. I mean, Dr. Wicker's a lot more used to tasting this kind of blood, so she just feels the pulsation of it hitting her veins with a familiar sense of a high. Whereas it's probably the first time you've tasted it, and you're just like, yes, 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 yes. It's equivalent to about a shot at, cocaine or 10 shots of tequila. You're ready to jump walls. But at the same time, you have an overwhelming sense of power and tranquility. No, I have something else to deal with. An unfortunate after effect of what happened in the garden earlier. So I would. You may all go about your evenings. And I will be in touch very soon. There will be others joining our cause. I've got the hospital on lockdown tonight. It's all quiet. Everyone is in their rooms. Nobody will disturb you. If you wish to explore, explore. We are the masters here now. This is no longer your prison.
And at that, Patricia smiles widely.
You
Look over-
mentioned... Or, is she leading?
No, she goes back to her desk.
You mentioned a pack. Is that a...
It is what we call a group or a cluster of vampires that work together as a family, a unit.
For the first time... Yeah, Damien didn't get even... Well, she got looked at maybe once, but Damien will get a... Like... The doctor will, for the first time, really just look at Damien and Patricia and just look them over and just say, fair enough.
Don't fuck this up, though. You're just as easy for me to kill as anything else. I wouldn't want to be disappointed.
I understand.
Good evening. And then she'll just go back to writing stuff down with a quill.
Yeah, the doctor will just get up and leave. With a smile on her face. She's also clinging to her sire.
What's Damien up to?
Damien's going to get up and... Well, now that he's knows kind of how things are seemingly going to be, he's probably going to need to get himself properly cleaned up and
You can go.
get some proper clothes for all as well.
You'll find as you walk around that all the hospital seems to be locked down. Like everyone, but not these levels. Like the levels where you've been staying, and you, Mark. You've been staying on level 4. All of these areas are unlocked, and you can just walk around freely. It seems that all the other patients are locked in the hospital wards. So you can just wander around the majority of the building freely. And your rooms, when you get back to them, have been fitted with shutters on the windows.
Yeah, well, Patricia is just sticking close to Violet to like learn as much as she can from her because
Violet's going to be she'll stay with you. She's going to be showing you around. We'll do a scene for that.
Damien, for his part, I think after he gets himself cleaned up and gets proper clothes, he's probably going to need to question Dr. Wicker about some of those abilities, because I don't think that. I mean, I know what he's got, but I don't think he would know how to do.
No, you wouldn't. And it's going to be like, I don't want to do a 6-hour scene where you have to train all your different abilities. They'll definitely. Now we've done this bit, we can do solo scenes or scenes with you, me and Pete, up to you. About you learning more about your powers. Peter, or you, Dr. Wicker, and Marie are all on level 5. Anything you want to add, Peter, before we finish?
Getting up there, she's constantly, like, she's once or twice she thanks the doctor. She looks to.
What?
She thanks the
Oh,
other.
I thought she said she
Yeah,
spanks her.
yeah. I was
I'm
going to
sure
say
you
that.
said
I
she
heard that
spanks
too.
her. I
Yeah,
was
that,
just
yeah,
like,
that sound. What was it that say? Croyd was right.
G-H.
Well, we are in an asylum.
I know, but still. But she will just catch glimpses of Damien. She will just say, Damien, that was your name, right?
Yes, that's my name. Don't wear it out.
She puts a hand forward. I believe we should be properly introduced. Marie van Millenbrand.
And Damien, I'm presuming that he's still got the scissors. He'll switch that from his right hand to his left hand because he's right-handed, and he'll take their hand. And he's actually got a very somewhat gentlemanly grip.
Damien has permanent fangs.
Yes, he does actually. So when he shakes the hand and he smiles, he gives a very toothy grin. It's kind of somewhat prominent.
That wasn't
Damien
there the
will.
last time you met him in the office.
No, she takes notice of that, just looks at his teeth and just goes,
What?
May I ask why you were placed in this institution to begin with?
Well, and he kind of looks both ways. He probably notices there's Can I be... Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to be tactful?
I would like to know why you were placed in here.
Okay. I killed 50 people. Alright, I'm exaggerating. It was actually more like 14.
Murder spree as in a mass killing or
Serial, actually.
In the United States?
Yeah. If my accent doesn't give it away.
Fair enough.
Don't worry, though. You're not even close to the type of people that I went after.
Fair enough.
You don't look like a rich yuppie.
I am a rich yuppie. Oh,
And besides,
that way.
Dr. Wicker says, if you put your hands on your sister, I will have to deal with you personally.
Well,
And vice
He'll
versa,
switch.
of course.
yes, and he'll switch the scissors over from his left to his right. As long as it's both reciprocal, we won't have any problems, I don't think.
You don't want any silly
I was
Freudian sibling rivalries, do we?
not at all. I was under trial for murdering my husband, and was deemed to be placed in institutions such as this instead of a maximum security prison.
Did you do it?
Yes, I did.
Did he deserve it?
Yes,
Why?
because he wanted to divorce me.
Was he rich?
Fairly rich, yes.
Okay, I can understand that somewhat. You won't need to worry about sibling... Well, I don't have any familiarity with the idea of sibling rivalry. I was an only child.
I
don't care.
In response
I
to
don't
this,
care neither.
in response to this, Dr. Wicker goes to Damien, and you're wearing like a white t-shirt from the medical room,
Mm-hmm.
and she just puts her arms around your neck, and she just slides her hand down your chest and says, "Oh, well, no, you're a man of great resolve, aren't you, Mr. Landy?" And then she's looking at Marie for a reaction. She just sort of looks over at Marie.
Well, that depends.
She's seeing what the blood bond's doing. She's being curious.
Yeah, actually, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I
should
almost forgot to
actually- I
mention
should
that you
actually
should have a 3-stage blood bond on your sheet.
Yeah, that's
It's going to be
very
broken
true.
soon
I
enough.
totally forgot. I will just.
It's going to be.
pull the thing.
I mean, you don't need to worry about playing the blood bond for too long because there's going to be a Voldery.
But I still will because.
But for the minute, It's a 3-stage.
Oh,
blood
yeah. The three successes on a self-control roll. She doesn't seem to react too much to it.
Damien just loves the attention.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're loving it. It's great.
And she just
You're both 3-stage blood burns. So you're
just
like,
says,
yeah.
well, if Mr. Lundeen was able to evade police for long enough, then I suppose that is impressive. It does require, as far as I'm understanding, quite a bit of self-control, restraint, and discipline, orderliness to evade police for long. But of course, if he was started a month ago and was captured after that, well, then he is a bit sloppy.
No, it was kind of a... Well, maybe I'll tell you about it one day.
She
Fair enough.
smiles. It's late. We must all be in our beds before sunrise.
Yes, Mother.
That's a good boy. She'll pull away from you. Now, go to sleep. And tomorrow we will discuss more about our plans for a takeover of this place.
Very well.
You know where I am if you need me.
And the good doctor just lightly smiles to her. Well, actually, quite widely smiles to her sire, and will hit to her room.
I assume Damien's heading to his room.
Yes, he is.
Mark,
Yes.
you're kept up for a few more hours by what Violet calls a slumber party,
Yay.
in which she will talk to you about lots of different stuff. We can do a set. I'll fill you in with what she tells you.
That's fine.
She's actually quite coherent during this time. Her excitement seems to have calmed down, and she talks to you quite lucidly and fluidly, in a sort of soft Los Angeles, Southern LA accent, about some of your different abilities and how long she's been here, which isn't long. She came here and she picked you specifically, and she won a prize by the fact that you came out first.
Yay.
So she's really pleased, and she's really pleased with you for how you behaved for the governess. She's super pleased about that. So you stay up until basically sunrise, and then she's like, "Uh-oh, better go to sleep," and then you go to sleep.
Sweet.
And that is where we will leave the slightly crazy introductions to this game. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Till next time.